This video is for 10, 11, and 12 of homework worksheet H1-9 on the back. Still using the same functions. Number 10, we have the composition g of negative 2. I'm going to start out by figuring out what this inside portion is, the g of negative 2. We'll say g of negative 2 is going to equal the absolute value of 2 times negative 2 minus 3. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, minus 3 is negative 7. So we have the absolute value of negative 7, which is 7. So g of negative 2 equals 7. Now that we know that, we're going to substitute 7 in its place, and we're going to plug it into the first g. So we have g of 7 equals the absolute value of 2 times 7 minus 3. 2 times 7 is 14. 14 minus 3 is 11. So we have the absolute value of 11, which is 11. So g of 7 is equal to 11, and that's going to actually be the value we're looking for our answer. Number 11 looks a little bit more confusing because we have a fraction inside of the parentheses. However, we're going to do this the same way. We have g of 1 over f of radical 2. Let's just start out by figuring out what the value of f of radical 2 is going to be. I'm going to say f of radical 2 should equal 4 minus radical 2 squared. Well, radical 2 times radical 2 is radical 4, which is 2. So this is the same thing as 4 minus 2, which is 2. So f of radical 2 is equal to 2. And since we now know that the value is 2, we'll substitute 2 in its place. And we're looking at g of 1 over, instead of f of radical 2, it's now just a 2. So it's like g of 1/2. And we're going to substitute 1/2 in place for our x in that second expression. So 2 times 1/2 minus 3 inside the absolute values. 2 times 1/2 is 1. 1 minus 3 is going to be negative 2. Remember, still inside those absolute value brackets. So the absolute value of negative 2 is 2. So g of 1/2 is equal to positive 2. All right, so on to 12. Now we're switching. We have f of 1 over g to the 1/2, or sorry, g of 1/2. Well, we just did g of 1/2, right? We just said that g of 1/2 was equal to 2. So since this is also g of 1/2, we know this has to equal 2. So we can kind of cut our work down a little bit here. We're going to say f of, instead of g of 1/2, we know that's 2, so we'll say f of 1 over 2, which means we're just plugging in 1/2 into function f. So 4 minus all 1/2 squared. 1/2 squared is 1/4. We're looking at 4 minus 1/4. And if you think about it in terms of money, that's like $4 minus a quarter, which would be $3.75, or you could write 3 3/4 if you wanted to. Either one is fine. I'm going to write that in here, 3.75, or you could do 3 3/4, or if you wrote down there, 4 times 3 is 12, or 15/4, any one of those three answers would be acceptable. But that is the answer for 12. And then you also have 11 and 10. If you have additional questions, please reach out. Good job. Way to keep with it.